Welcome to this class on fundamentals of computer. In this presentation, I have divided the topics into two parts, part 1 and part 2. But in this class, we'll cover or we'll try to land only with topics related to part 1. In this part 1, we will learn about a computer, then the components or the parts, the elements that make up a computer, its characteristics, the different types of computer, the application areas of computer, its advantages and limitations. Then we'll also learn at some of the important terms like hardware, software, humanware, firmware, and liveware. Straight now we'll come to part 1 by trying to understand what is a computer. A computer is an electronic device. That means this is a tools, or we can say a machine that runs with the help of electric current. A computer usually accepts data from the user through the input unit like keyboard and mouse, process those input data with the help of the processor or the brain of the computer, and produce the information or the results to the user through its output unit like monitor. The term computer is derived from the word compute, which means to calculate. So therefore, a computer is an electronic machine which performs calculation, which performs tasks by doing calculation internally. Whenever we talk about computer, we have to also remember that it is mainly made up of two main parts: the physical part, which is called the hardware, and the abstract part, which is called the software. A computer can perform simple as well as complex operations. By simple, it means like it can perform calculation like addition, subtraction, or even simply like when we save or open filed to and from the computer. Then by complex, it means here that a computer can also help us in doing tasks which sometimes impossible for the human being to perform, like to do weather forecasting, or to help launching a rocket, or to control the rover to go to space. Next, here in this slide, in this diagram, we will it help us to understand about the elements or which make up the computer system. There are four main elements which make up the computer system. The first one is the input unit, which accepts data from the user like keyboard, mouse. And then the central processing unit, which is the brain of the computer, which helps in performing calculation on the data that has been input through the input unit. And then the memory unit, which helps to store data which is required by the computer to function or to run. And the output unit, like monitor, help in generating information to the user. Then next, this is a continuation of the explanation for the previous diagram, that is the input and output unit. Remember, they are the unit or the part of the computer which help the user to interact with the computer. An input unit accepts data from the user, while the output unit provides the output information to the user. The central processing unit, that means this one which is shown in this diagram, it have again inside it three parts, that is the ALU, arithmetic and logic unit, the CU, control unit, and register. The ALU help in performing calculation which is related to arithmetic and logic operation. Arithmetic like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Then logic, which means it can check whether the condition is true or false. Control unit help in controlling the overall functioning of the computer, while the memory unit, that means this one which we have discussed in the diagram, which is also called RAM, it is the memory which help to store data temporarily while the computer is still processing the calculation or doing its work. Then next is here we will discuss about the characteristics of a computer. Some of the important characteristics of computer are these, like speed, accuracy, versatility, storage capability, communication. By speed, it means that once the software, then the hardware and software has been set, then the computer will help the user to perform tasks at an enormous speed or at a very faster speed. Then by accuracy, that means once the software has been well tested, that means hardly the computer will make mistake when it perform calculation. Then versatility, by the term versatility, that means the computer is flexible in nature, or we can say malleable. These characteristics help the computer to find its uses in different works and different fields of life, which help it to find its application in different areas of works, like in banking, education, in controlling aircraft, and then extra. Then next is storage capability. This is the characteristics which the computer have, which help it to store a large amount of data and information. Then next is communication capability. These characteristics of the computer help it to transfer information from one computer to another computer, or in which the user can use the computer to exchange information in between among themselves. Then now we'll come to the types of computer. Whenever we categorize computer, they are mainly categorized into two. The first one is based on their functionality, that means based on how they perform works. Another is based on their size and processing power, of which we will discuss later on. Then based on functionality, computers are divided into these three. That is, first one is analog computer. We can say these are the tools which help us in performing calculation and process information physically. An example, the thermometer and speedometer, like the one that I have given in the diagram is the speedometer. Then next is the digital computer. Like the present computer or the modern computer that we see today, they are the digital computer, which process data based on two-state form, or sometimes we call binary, because those two states, they are represented by these two digits, that is 0 and 1, or sometimes on and off, or sometimes false true. Then hybrid computer, these are the type of computer that help that can process data based analog means analog as well as digitally. So that's why they are called hybrid. They have both the capability of the first type of computer and then the second type of computer. Like here in this diagram, this multimeter can detect physically as well as digitally. Then now we'll come to the application areas of computer. As I have discussed that the computer have one very unique characteristics, that is versatility, which makes it flexible, which help it to become flexible in nature, in which it can adapt itself or it can help us in performing different kind of tasks. So therefore the computer finds its application in different walks of life. First, I can, as I've given here, that the computer can help us to process, store and share data and information. Then a computer also can be used to manage different kinds of organization and institutions, like banking, colleges, universities, and different kind of institutions. Then it also finds its application in the field of science. Like example I have given here, weather, forecasting, and many other, like even in the field of health. Then in engineering, like in engineering, the computer can help us to before the product is to be manufactured. With the help of a computer, it can be designed first in advance. Then not only that, a computer can also help us to control machines used in the industry. In education, the computer can be used as an ICT tools to aid or to help teachers to teach students. Like as of now, I'm trying to use now with the help of a computer, I'm trying to teach you online, trying to find out a way. Then a computer also finds its application even in the field of entertainment and gaming. Then the first type of computer I have already discussed. Then now here, these are the types of computer based on size and processing power. The first type of computer is microcomputer. The term micro, it means small. That means all these category of computer, they are small in size, and at the same time they have less processing power as compared to the other types of computer. The computer that falls in this category are like desktop computer, which fits on the desk, the laptop computer, which is easy to carry from one place to another place, and then even those small size device like palm top notebook, and then PDA. Even the smartphone also falls in under this category. They fall under the microcomputer. Then next is the workstation. Here you can have a look at this diagram, in which this employee, they are working for a particular organization to perform a particular task. Their computers or their PCs, they are connected in a network. Once the computer has been connected in a network, that means their processing power and then their capability to share data and information also is high as compared to the first type of computer, or the microcomputer computer. Then next type of computer is the mainframe. Here, this you can have a look at the diagram. This is a very large size computer. In comparing in size, they are the largest computer we can say. Then they are also expensive, or we can say cost high. They have the capability to store a large amount of data. This type of a computer are also used to centralize tasks, or we can use it as a server to shift other client computer which is spreading in the different areas or different location, different branches. Then the last type here is this supercomputer. These in size they are smaller than the mainframe computer, but this type of computer can perform data and information, can process data and information at a very faster speed as compared to the mainframe computer. Then mainly they are used for specialized application like to do weather forecasting in the field of nuclear energy research, then to explore oil in some areas or locations where if before it is to be dig out. So some of the example here that I have given are the supercomputer in India like Param 8000, then Cray X C